Hello friends, my name is Shivam from DevOps Schools and I will help you to enable your learning process in various technologies of DevOps, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and many more. This is our initiative to help you by sharing multiple tutorials and videos. And if you want any specific tutorials or any particular topic, then please do comment in the below comment section and I will help you with it. Also, please subscribe to our premium services on YouTube, which will give you access to more content and videos to enhance your knowledge about all these topics. Also, if you want me to help you with regards to the online trainings and classroom sessions by our qualified trainers, then please do write me at contact@devopsschool.com. Thank you.
Yeah, great. Anything will work. Okay, so guys, I have given you a secret key and access key. So great. Can you clear your screen? Right. Great. Everyone can see Lohit's screen, right? You guys can see Lohit's screen, right?
Yes.
So Lohit is going to do something very awesome. So let's see what he's going to do. So let's say that I am a developer and accidentally on GitHub I put my access key and secret key on a web.config file, believing that because it's a code, people won't understand. Or I did it accidentally. Can be intentionally or can be accidentally. So I did that. I did uploaded that. So imagine that if attacker got your access key and secret key, what actions the attacker can do. So if he has an AWS configured in his machine, what he's going to do first is he's going to create a profile with the access key and secret key. So Lohit, you can configure a profile by writing AWS configure profile and then profile name, whatever you want. You did that already. Yep. Please enter the access key and secret key, which I have pasted on the chat box. Secret key as well. Great. Keep it USS1, so press enter. Press enter once again.
Yes, I'm sorry to interrupt. Just
Yep.
one question. Maybe I missed in the previous session. When this access secret access key and access key ID is generated,
When did that generate it? Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. So when we create user, at that time we create we create the access key and secret key. While we were creating the user, we have two options. If you remember, one is the AWS console, the other is programmatic access.
yeah.
So when you go with programmatic access, that time you create this.
Okay.
Yep, sorry guys. So yeah, we have an access key and secret key, and that we created, on the AWS on operation point of view. We create that when we create a user, and because we have a developer, we give it to the developer. Hey, take this access key and secret key and do the functionality accordingly. Okay. Now we have a configured profile with Sony Day One, and where there is an access key and secret key is configured. Now we don't know what's the complete access or what permissions is being provided to that particular profile. So to see, first of all, we wanted to grab or enumerate, you can say, sorry, we wanted to enumerate this access key and credentials which has been created, who owns it, right? Who is what's the caller identity? Okay. So to grab that, to grab what the caller identity is, you can run this command. Okay, so we know the access key and secret key, but we don't know what the username is, right? So we wanted to grab the username. So how will you grab it? You'll grab it with this command. So Lonit write AWS STS, AWS, then space STS, then space get minus caller minus identity. Minus, there's a minus. Yes, all it's together with the minus. Yep. Caller minus identity. Caller. See, it's not color. Caller. caller, caller, give me a call. That's like caller. Yeah, my all together get caller minus identity. Okay, space minus minus profile and Sony day one. Invalid client token ID when calling the get caller entity operation. The security token included in the request is invalid. Okay, our get caller entity does not work. Are we on the similar? We did configure. Okay, let me see.
Even for me also same thing it came previous itself.
Hey, okay, I did pasted something else and you did copy something else. Can you check a chat box?
At 4:38, right?
Sorry, I
4:38
copied
p.m.
it morning.
Oh,
Yes, at 4:38, and you did copy it, I think, the morning chat. So the person who's facing the similar issue, check your access key and secret key. Now it's good. Yeah, keep that USS once we press enter. Yep. Again, same command again. Yes. Press enter. Hey, so you got something, right? You got user ID, and then you got account, and then you got ARN. So in the ARN, you see ARN AWS IAM, that's the account ID, and you see the user named as Rainer and something something, right? So now you know what the user is. Okay, so you with the get caller entity, we basically gets the identity of the caller. If that user is valid, you will get the username. Okay, so now we have a username. What we can do is we can try to see what actions been completely or what policies been attached to that user. Okay, so to list the user policies, you will write this command, Aloit, AWS space IAM space. This is a complete word altogether. List minus user minus policies. Yes, space minus minus username, user minus name, minus name. Yeah, user minus name.
Hey viewers, our Master in DevOps engineering program can help you to hone the skills necessary to succeed in high-level DevOps positions. So, what are you waiting for? Enroll now and earn certification that show you are keeping pace with today's technical roles and requirements. Contact info is mentioned in the video sidebars and in the description box. Book your seats for the upcoming batches now.
Yep. Then the name of the user over here, like Rainer. No, that's the profile. You can copy it from the top. Yeah, that's fine. Rainer CGIZ. Yeah, from here you can copy. Paste space. Oh, you have to say space. Space minus minus profile and Sony day one. Okay, we want to see what all policies been attached to this user now. Okay, so IAM list user policies. It's empty, so there is no user policies been attached. Okay, so we wanted to see all the attached user policies again, but this time we'll write the same command, but before user write attached. Okay, before user write attached, and then after attached keep minus, like list user policy. Do you see that list user policy? Before user, yeah, here attached minus. Yep, that's it. Press enter. So we have a policy attached which names as like this, CG Renor policy, and this is a policy name which has been attached to this particular user and which seems to be a customer managed policy, right? So if I really wanted to, query with the policy name, you have a policy name. You see that this is CG Renor policy something something. This is a policy name you own for. If you really wanted to see what permissions this policy have or what permission it gives, it provides, right? So what you can do is you can look upon to the permissions of this policy, and I'll just grab that command and we'll give it to you on the chat box. Okay, so write the command. Profile will be Sony day 1. So write this command: AWS IAM list policies, only attached policies, scope is local, query policies, start with the policy name as CG, right? I want to get all the profile, like on Sony day 1, I want to grab all the policies or the permissions which has been attached. Okay, so it gives you all the policy which has a name like CG. So it gives you that there's a policy named CG EC2 Meek policy. There's a another policy called CG EC2 Mighty policy. You have another policy called CG EC2 RDS policy, and so on. You have policies differentiated, but what we are looking is we are looking for the policy which we have listed on the top. So if you just scroll it up, you'll see that CG Raynor type of policy has been what has been attached with the one. So can you scroll it down slowly and see that policy? This is easy to make. Okay. Scroll it a little bit. You don't see that policy. Okay, can you type the
It's
same?
not moving.
Not moving. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, just click anywhere on. Okay. Okay. Hold on. I'll give you the other command. So if you scroll it up a little bit, like the one which you have written at the very first time.
Actually, the cursor itself is not moving. I don't know why. Yeah,
Okay.
it's slowly moving, I guess.
No issues. No issues. Okay. No issues. What you can do over here, Lohit, is
Yeah.
forget about. Just write a list attached policy command again.
Okay.
I'll give you that policy command. If you remember the username, do you remember the username?
Razor something. I don't know why it is not
Rain. Okay, hold on. I'll give you the other command to grab the username. So get the caller identity first. No issues. Write this command to get. Write this command on the chat box to grab your caller identity so that you have a username. Once you have the username, write this command with the profile to, yeah, once you have a username, you write this command. Just change the username on the chat box. Just change the username to grab the policy. And once you have that, then give you a specific.
Awesome.
Sony A1.
Hey viewers, are you looking for formal training on SRE practices? Take our SRE program. This course will teach you how to successfully implement site reliability engineering in the modern day 24/7 services. Kickstart your SRE training today. Contact info is mentioned in the video sidebars and in the description box. Book your seats for the upcoming batches now.
Yep. Press enter. Now you have the ARN, you type the other command, AWS IAM. So what we are doing, guys, over here, first once we have the access key and user key, we try to enumerate the user. So we have the user. Once we have the user, we try to enumerate what policies is attached with this user. So we get the policy ARN. Once we have the policy, we would like to see what actions been allowed and what the policy looks like. So there is a command AWS IAM get policy version or policy ARN, then policy ARN, version ID, and profile Sony Day 1. So that's in the chat box. Just copy the policy ARN and keep that inside the command prompt. So just write AWS IAM, Lohit, or if you have copied the command from the chat box. Yeah, just change the policy ARN. Over here, you see that there's a policy ARN box has been coming, or you just write, or I'll just write it in a one line. AWS IAM get policy version policy ARN, and then your policy ARN over here, then minus version minus ID v1 minus profile, and then Sony day1.
Policy spelling mistake, Logan.
Yes, policy minus policy minus ARN. That's all complete command in one line has been messaged. You can see the chat box now. Make sure that policy ARN you have already copied, and you're gonna need that policy ARN. Now you paste the chat box, and paste it. Keep the same, yep. In a policy ARN, just put that ARN which you have on the top. You can copy it from the top. A complete ARN, like from the ARN, IWS, IAM, the count ID, yep. One double quote. Yeah, remove one double quote. Yeah, space. Okay. Yep. Press enter. Okay. So now you see the policy document, and when you see the policy document, you see that you have an action called get. You can get the IAM get, IAM list, and there is a IAM set default policy version. Do you see that? Set default policy version. Yes, this one. Yes, it is an issue guys on AWS. Okay, so when you give this permission, okay, you allow your user to set any policy version. Okay, I'll explain what policy versions are. So let's say that you see that set policy default version. So what AWS do is behind the scene. So if you, let's say if you have a user, you created one policy, you made some changes to it, and after attaching a policy, and making changes to the policy, you thought that, oh, I have given him much more access. Let me reduce the access as well. So you again went to the policy, you again changed something. Then after that, you thought, oh, I have given more access. Then you again went to the policy, you again went to the changes. Okay. So what AWS do is, AWS, every time you make changes to a policy, AWS make a copy of it. Okay. And all the policies copies will be kept with AWS. It will be not shown on GUI, but from the console, you will always have the policies, whenever if you have made 5 changes or you have made 10 changes, then AWS is going to keep the track of all those 10 changes, but going to store the top 5 changes you made. Okay, like the recent top 5 changes you made. So it's not going to take version 6, but it's going to change till top 5, uh, top 5 changes you have made so far. So if you have made 10 changes, it's going to take 5 of them, which has been done on the uh, recent ways. Okay, do you understand?
So even the policy changed 10 times. The last 5 changes only take, I mean, considered, right?
It will keep the track of them. It will consider always, um,
The last
uh,
5.
okay, yeah, last 5. It will keep the track of them, right? It won't delete it. So it will be always, your version 1 will be always there and will be always shown on GUI. But behind the scene, it has also taken 5 of the version of the policy, like whatever changes you made. And then on a top of it, Shivangi is asking that do we it's a good practice to have resource as star. No, Shivangi, it's not a good practice. We never recommend resource to be star. So make sure that you know a resource very well and then you provide the permission. It's not been recommended from a security point of view. um, right? Then I am over here, as you see, as we were talking about, we have a policies, and on the policies we have set default policy version. And as I was saying, that AWS IAM actually uh, track down all the 5 changes you have made. Okay, and then on a top of it, you have given permission that this particular user can set default policy version. Okay, now think of this. You have made a same policy with 5 changes. So let's suppose in a 5th version, you made a change. The very first time you created a policy, you made it to go with the administrative access. Then you made a small change that, oh, I don't want to give an administrative access. Same policy, you made a change to drill down. Okay, I'll give an S3 full access. Then you made a drill down. Okay, I'll give this access. So as AWS consider all the 5 of the versions, and all the 5 versions it keeps a track of. And then on the top of it, you made one more mistake. You gave this user an access that he can change default policy version. Right now it's version v1. The person can change to any other policy version. Okay, do you see the risk? Do you see where we are going to it?
So the user can change the version of the current policy, right? So,
Exactly. An IAM identity with site default policy version permission may be able to escalate privilege, through existing policy version that are not currently in use. If a policy that they have access to has version that are not the default version, they would be able to change the default version to any other existing version. And Kanan, that is why we need that permission boundary.
okay, okay,
Do you understand? You were
understood.
asking there that why we
Yeah,
need
yeah,
that.
understood. Yeah, yeah.
Now, if you have that permission boundary, even though person changed the policy version, that permission boundary will be denying it to perform the actions,
Right, right.
right? So let's
I
see
have a
that.
question.
Yes,
I
yes,
have
yes, yes.
see the policy version 1 is there, then make changes are made, policy version 2 will come. So two versions are there in that will be saved. So which version will be applicable on that user? Latest version?
Yeah, latest. So it this is how it does. So you made a change to version 1. Then what it's going to do is the one you have made a change on, it's going to consider that version 1. The old changes will be v2.
Yes, V2. So V2 will be applied to that user.
uh no, v1 will be applied, right? Don't be confused, okay?
No, for
uh
example, one is like admin access, all access he has. Again, version 2, I will remove all access. I will just give, for example, read access only. So,
Hey viewers, trying to get into DevSecOps? Enroll for our DevSecOps certified professional programs and earn the certification that shows you are fit for these technical roles and requirements. Contact info is mentioned in the video sidebars and in the description box. Book your seats for the upcoming batches now.
I have to attach that read access to that user specifically, or is automatically applies to that user, that policy with version 2.
okay, now what happens is whatever changes, that's what I'm saying. So if you have a version, like for example, you did changes to the
Okay.
policy, that those new changes will be attached to your users automatically. You don't have to do the changes,
So
okay?
after
But
version 1 access, you will also have version 2 access, correct?
version 1, no, version, yeah, yeah, for the accessibility, right? You're asking for the
Yes.
accessibility, whether, yeah, so he will have an access, but actively what version is attached, he will be able to perform only those actions which has been attached. Like
Okay.
if version 1 policy is attached to a user, by default it attached the version 1. Okay, when you have made a changes on the from the GUI, from the console, let's say you have made a changes, and from there you won't be able to change the version. It will be automatically going to take it will make the changes, and it will think that this is a new changes, so it will be a latest version which I have to attach to the user, so it will automatically maintain it. So
Okay.
every time it will be considered as, like, whenever you make changes, the new changes is always considered as v1.
Okay.
The old changes will go to v2, and
Okay.
previous and old will go to v3. If you have other changes, it goes to v4, right?
I was
So
thinking the other way, like old one is V1 and new one is V2, V3, like that. Okay.
yeah. It's a kind of stack. You have a top is v1. So
V1, okay.
when you push something,
Huh.
v1 goes up.
Okay.
When you push something, v1 goes up. Then other
Okay.
becomes v2, v3, v4, and it keeps track of v3, v4, v5. Okay, by default it's a v1 version which has been attached, but you can change the version if you have a access to, and that's what over here now on version 1, this particular user has this permission that he can change the policy version. And
Okay.
let's see, we do now what we will do is we'll see what all policy versions we have, right? So similar command, same command you will write, but instead of get policy version, we'll list the policy version. Same command will write, but instead of get policy version, we'll write a list policy versions. Actually, that's an S. Yes, list policy version, and remove version minus I also, and then just use a profile. List policy versions, S is there, versions, list policy versions, yep. And then remove version minus I something, this on the top, keep that one, and then remove this version minus I, and use profile equals to Sony day one. Yeah, remove this, minus profile, space Sony day one, press enter. Now you see you have version 1, version 2, version 3, version 4, version 5. Okay, so if suppose I wanted to see what is in version 5, so same command, but instead of version v1, we will write now we'll write get policy version. Instead of list policy versions, we'll write get policy version. Yep. Yep. List, instead of list policy versions, write get policy version. Policy ARN will be similar. Version, remove the S. Great. Then write get policy. Sorry. Profile will be same. Then there is a version ID which you have to write. Like I want to see what's the permission on v5. So minus version minus ID space double quotes v5. Press enter. Now you see that on v5 I'm allowed to get everything star. Okay, so I've been effectively allowed to do anything. Just on get. Can we try for v? This is v5. Can we go for v4? Can I check for v4? What v4 we have? Yeah, just v4. Press enter. That goes deny. What's about in v3? You see get list. What about v2? Okay, over here you see this. Do you see that action is star? Sorry. Effect is allow, resource is star. That means administrator.
Yeah.
Now if you change this to if you as you are able to change this version, so if you just change this to the new version of, or make sure that you attach a new version, you will make this user to have an administrative privilege access.
Thanks for watching. Want to study further? Join our training programs today.